All right, Libra, welcome into your video. All right, so yesterday I tried doing your video and I guess it just was not happening. Twice I did it. And then this morning when I went to go post it, the audio was terrible. It was staticky. You couldn't hear anything. I'm like, okay, I really did not want a video to be happening yesterday for Libras, clearly. We're going into the third week of May. So ironically, to this morning, I did your extended before I'm doing this. So let's see what's going on here. Two of Pentacles just popped out while I was talking about you guys, but which tells me you're weighing your pros and cons in regards to someone or something. Buy it, don't buy it. Go with him, go with her, or don't go with her or him. Take this job, don't take this job. Whatever you're doing, you're weighing your pros and cons in regards to a situation. Leave, don't leave. Interesting. And it's very much over this person right here, isn't it? King of Swords is here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Somebody very airy like yourselves. This is the opposing energy. This is not you. They don't have to be an air sign. They could just have a lot in their chart. However, this person is very in their head, calculating what to do in your scenario. So maybe perhaps you're debating what to do with them as well, because it is looking like unrequited love. Let's continue and see what's coming in. What's coming in towards my Libras, please? What's coming in for them? 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups in cross. All right, so you are already in a situation, marriage, commitment, or job that pays you very well, where perhaps you're no longer feeling emotionally served, so you're ready to leave. You're ready to be like, you know what? I don't think I feel anything anymore here. I really just don't. So you're torn. What should you do? So your head and your heart is fighting you, Libra. But you know that you're not emotionally served. You know you gave it your all. So you're ready to walk away, but are you? And it is towards a commitment of some kind. Now, what is the surprise of the week here for my Libras? What is the surprise? The Empress and the Seven of Cups. As you're evaluating your worth and value and what you're bringing to the table, Libra, you're also debating who you should invest in. All right? Because the Seven of Cups says that you're confused and you don't know which person you should apply yourself to. Okay? But you do know what you bring to the table. You're just wondering if they will measure up. The problem is you can't decide or see it for yourself because you're not healed. You're still hurting from something. The rejection of someone, or that a marriage or a commitment failed, or it wasn't working out. And there's the same thing with a job or a career. The lack thereof you healing is not allowing space for the new energy to come in for you. All right. Even if in the recent past, say you had a commitment with somebody, like a marriage, or you were with someone for a very long time, and then you also had a lover and both aren't working out, it is a deep wound that you're trying to heal for yourself right now, Libra, because you're saying to yourself, you're questioning yourself, you're doubting yourself. You're saying, is there something wrong with me, or is this my luck? Or no, it's not. Not at all. You just were not getting the correct rewards up until now. So Spirit has for you any new energies that are coming in right about now for you, Libra, to be your ultimate rewards. But they're getting an unhealed version of you. All right, let's see what your advice is saying. Because I think you guys recently did meet somebody or are meeting people now that is meant to be a reward for you. But let's see if you're going to be ready and willing to accept them. Because I see you weighing your pros and cons over another person as we speak. and you walking away from a commitment. Yeah, because now you do have Four of Cups, which tells me unrequited love. All right, because you're pining over a loss. And you could be pining over a lover or a boyfriend, girlfriend, somebody recent, somebody that you had invested in, that you're not looking at anybody new. Others of you, this could be your marriage, your commitment, whoever it is. You have a new option, but you're not looking at it. Spirit's like, why don't you take another look? Also, while you're at it, make sure you stay optimistic and hopeful. All right, my little star. Another version of advice for Four of Cups is this at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups in reverse, right? 4, 5. You should see how interesting this looks to me. 4, 5, 7, 8 cups, emotions, feelings, all feelings of calculating what you should do, who you should be with, confusion, feeling just the loss. See, the Five of Cups in reverse is saying you're doing the opposite of that. But it's in your advice position, so you're not doing this, but you should do this, is notice that you have other forms of abundance to work with. There's somebody here that's emotionally available for you. And mature. What is the outcome of the week for Libra, please? The Page of Wands. So you do start getting curious and you do wonder what a future might look like here with somebody that could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Again, they could just have a lot of water in their chart. It just tells me energetically this person's emotionally mature and available. But let's go ahead and start clarifying these cards and see what's going on here for Libras, please. What is the King of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, please, for Libra? Please clarify. The Ten of Cups. Yeah, it's about you having this happily ever after situation. More cups, adding it to our collection. But I think you're trying to make a wise choice, a wise decision. I feel as if you're saying to yourselves, like, okay, before I abandon ship here and I go over there, let me weigh my pros and cons here. But this person, you guys are blending perfectly together. You both make each other happy. And you both feel like you're a right fit. But meanwhile, you're retracting your energy, trying to make that wise choice. You're saying to yourself, should I take one of these pentacles where I've grown all of this garden here and grow it over here where there's nothing? You most likely are going to do that because in the next chapter of your life, you're walking away from a commitment. What is the Seven, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles? Sorry, please. Some of Cups is in the next position. Okay, the Chariot, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. You had stability here with whoever you had a commitment in marriage with. You had. Well, you do, because this person is still there for you, but you're not feeling any of the love. You feel little, in fact. You feel like you give each other the bare minimum of what you need to get something moving in life. So you have something on your mind, Libra, where you're trying to stay focused. You're very focused. Very. You're like, I'm on a mission. I'm on this agenda and no one is going to sway me. And I'm going to do what I got to do. You're very much going to close the chapter of your past and move it along. What is this like Seven of Cups and Empress? Temperance, Saggy energy there. You had Cancer energy there. All right, so you are tempering yourself. You're holding yourself back. You're resisting temptation. You're basically trying to get some balance within yourself, and you're saying to yourself, okay, I gotta get a little bit of control here because I need my inner compass to be recalibrated to point me in the right direction. So what is that? I got to bring myself back to center. I got to bring myself back to home, right? I got to be the Queen of Swords, who I am, because this is you, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And you're saying to yourself, I got to rationalize this. I got to be logical. So like I said before, your head and your heart are fighting, but you're trying to create a balance between the two to make a good decision for yourselves, right? And you have been carrying on casually with one person as you've been trying to deal with another situation that you're walking away from. But I also feel like you want to make sure it's safe as you do this. So this is kind of one of those things where it's starting to stress you out. That's why in your advice, it's like you have unrequited love for someone, but stay optimistic and hopeful. What is this? Please clarify for Libra, please. The the Page of Cups. It's about communicating here with somebody because you do have no feelings here for someone, or you're just trying and it's not working. Send out a heartfelt message and see where it takes you. Okay, Libra? Let's see what the Page of Wands is saying here. Page of Wands, please, for my Libras. You're getting a little curious here about an individual. And you're wondering what your future holds. But I think right now you're so much now going from here just to right here in the head. And you're saying, I have to make a final judgment call. So while you're making this judgment call, you're deciding to yourself, like, what do I do? See something else here for you guys, because it is bringing you a lot of stress and anxiety. And you are having new love trying to come in for you, Libra. And it is very much that water sign yet again. See, here's my King of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we ended with the King of Cups. So this is your new love. And you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Is this like now 3 people I got to keep on my head? I don't know. I don't know if I have space for them. I was already like falling in love with like person number 2. Who's person number 3 over here? Not saying that's for all of you, but it is the kind of theme I'm feeling and seeing here for Libras. So when I did earlier your video for your extended, I did pull these 2 cards because I already did the extended before I did this. And it was to be for yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, as I heard, was botched. Clearly, I needed to redo it. I pulled Make the Effort and Getting to Know Each Other. And now this, ironically for me, makes a shit ton of sense. Now that I see all of this. And you will see in the extended, because when I was doing the extended, I was like, how could this even be? This is like so different from yesterday. This is why. There's new energy coming in for you. So those of you who have not had this new love come in for you, expect it to, okay? It's definitely in your future predictions. So let's put that aside over there. And let's pull the Wisdom House tonight. I think that this new love that's coming in for you guys is going to be a little bit of a surprise. All right? Wisdom House tonight for Libra, please. I would like that kind of surprise for myself. Movement. And you know what I love about this card? I love everyone who gets this card, Movement. One, because it's got a picture of a horse on it. And honestly, it's the year of the horse. So anyone who is getting this card, it makes me feel like you're part of the plan. And your life is moving forward, and it is changing. This is a time of change and movement, and a symbol for wonderful surprises. Well, hello, I just got done telling you about the surprise for the Ace of Cups. If you've been waiting for something, you're going to soon have a lot of clarity. You're going to get answers that you thought would never come, and you will move closer to the things that were out of reach before. Perhaps this card predicts a trip that you've always wanted to take. The symbol for movement can indicate both a change of scene and a real shift in the direction of your life. No matter what this symbol holds for you or your question, know that wonderful change is now possible. This is a time to make your move. Meaning Spirit's got your back and it's helping you make those changes that are necessary for your development. All right, guys, let's head over to the extended. Everyone else, I'll see you next week.